So unless you spend no time on the internet at all, you know that video has taken over. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about video sales letters. And of course, copywriting plays a massive role in these video sales letters. So what is a video sales letter? Why do you need one? How do you use one? We're going to talk about all of that in this video right now. So first of all, a video sales letter is designed to do pretty much the exact same thing our copywriting framework offers, but obviously in video form. And in this day and age, when you want to capture people's attention, you've got to look at doing it with video. So, let's just say, for example, on a landing page, you had thought you were going to construct a landing page with copy and you were only going to have text. Well, the VSL can be a supplementary thing, an object, an element that you have on this page in addition to the copy, or it can even completely replace the copy that you were going to have on the page. Now, the only way you know what's going to work is testing, obviously. But let's just go back to our components of the funnel. So for the landing page, when we're going to do our opt-in, when we're going to get someone's email, we're going to deliver a lead magnet, you could do a video sales letter on this page. But obviously, this video sales letter, the sale is really only moving people forward in the funnel. So this can generally be very short. It's all about just moving people forward. I mean, we're really talking anywhere from 3 minutes or less. And this is just a common thing that people always ask about. How long should things be? How much text? How many minutes? Well, again, always look at how much time you need to spend with this prospect to make this next decision. It's always correlated to the decision. How difficult is the decision? How much money does the decision require? If it's a free decision, but it just requires their time in moving forward, okay, so 3 minutes, 5 minutes or less, ideally even like 90 seconds to just give them what they need. So now they've moved forward and now they're sitting on the page where maybe you have a tripwire. So this is something that costs anywhere from $7 to $5 to $20, let's just say. It's a lower end entry level product, but it does require them to make a purchase, a transaction. One of my favorite examples of a tripwire video that I've personally worked on is Jake Paul's Edfluence video. So Jake Paul, very famous YouTuber, fastest growing YouTuber of all time. He really has this incredible audience of teenagers. These are people ages from 10 to 18, 20 that really follow Jake closely. And so he decided to create an entire program called Edfluence. Now, for Edfluence, which is essentially education on social media, we created and crafted a tripwire video that walks through his journey and takes many components of the copywriting framework that you're already, totally in love with and have in the back of your memory bank. You know this well already. You still take the same components. That's the key. But you might have to condense it down a little bit because you don't want to spend, what you would typically need to put together copy-wise. You don't want to spend that much time in one video to get them to take a $7 purchase. So I'm going to make sure we link to that video here so that you can check it out and you can better understand what creates a really awesome video sales letter. But the reality is, don't be intimidated by some of the production that you see. Really, ultimately, all you need to do for a VSL is you could do a screencast video. You could literally just pop up your computer and do a screencast video of a couple slides or just showing people something with your voice talking over it. And that would be plenty to just get started. If you're a larger company and you have a lot of resources, maybe you do a whole big production. Maybe you do have cameras from different angles. You have cool graphics and overlay like what we did for Jake. But again, it's more just about getting started because video is always going to be more engaging than text is. And that's just the day and the age that we live in where we have to test and see what's going to happen if I test this page that has all copy versus this page that is a VSL. So moving forward in our funnel, you can do this exact same thing on the sales page. If you were to go next in the funnel for Edfluence, you would find that it leads to a $7 offer and an email series that eventually leads them back to another video. And in that video, because what we're selling is not $7, it's a price figure that's even higher than that, we have to spend more time with them on this video to get the sale. Now, one thing I like to do is still have the copy on the page, but have the video be almost this like optional thing that people can watch in addition to the copy. And depending on your market, you may find that through testing, you only need the video. You don't actually need the copy below it. Or you may find that people enjoy being able to watch some of the video, go down and read some more, and you can get more in depth in the actual text on the page than you can in the VSL. So how do you actually go about scripting a VSL? If you already have your sales page, you can repurpose that for the VSL. And if you don't already have your sales page, when you start writing the copy for this, just put yourself in a position where you're actually having a conversation. It should sound really, really natural. It's okay to make little mistakes and pauses and ums and things like that in your VSL. You don't have to be perfect and polished. It should be a lot like this. You should be having a conversation with one person where you're going through your script, and as you write it, you may want to pause and just see how something sounds out loud, because a VSL is very different than copy that's going on a page, because what you read and what you speak out loud are two different things. But ultimately, you are following the same exact framework. You are going to be able to go back and pull from, you're not necessarily gonna have a headline, because it would be weird to just open up with, hey, attention carpenters of Silicon Valley. It's a little different. You're having a conversation. It's more like, hey, I'm Arman Asadi. Today, here's what we're gonna talk about in this video. Here's my big promise to you, right? Start with the big promise. And by following this, here are the big benefits that you're gonna receive by watching this video. And then maybe we throw in some credibility about what I've done and how you should listen and why other people have listened, and you move them forward in the journey. Same process, same framework, but just in a different tone. Ultimately, it has to be a very conversational tone that aligns with your audience. One little cool hack that I want to make sure you include in your VSL that will really make it stand out is, remember, we often talk about the fact that we have to lay everything out specifically for our prospect. What is the exact action that we want them to take? So you need to be willing to spell out exactly what they need to do, whether it's clicking on a button, putting in their personal information, entering their credit card information, and especially, get them future pacing around what to expect next, right? Get them thinking about it. Get them thinking about who they're gonna be, where they're gonna be, and what action they need to take next. Not just the action at hand right now, but the action they're gonna take next. So when you get towards the end of this VSL, you're not just clicking a button, right? You want to tell them specifically what to do, and you want to ask them to enroll, to purchase, to set up a call and schedule, whatever is really the call to action, to download or try your trial software, whatever it might be. You have to be very specific about that. And remember to remove risk the same way you would do on a sales page. You still want to tell them things like, and hey, there is a guarantee around this. And I know you might have these objections. And you have to actually speak those things and say those things in a very personal way. And then, and only then, can you close with, and now I would love for you to enroll, and remember to say something like, and there's some form of scarcity or urgency, and closing with that and giving a final warning so they know when this video is done, there is a certain time limit or a certain number of people or whatever it might be, and they have to take action now. And tell them exactly what to click on. What does the button say? Whatever the button says, tell them to do that. And then they'll know exactly what to expect on the next page. So in terms of staying authentic and sticking true to everything that we've talked about, you really want to avoid a lot of that gimmicky language that you've seen in commercials and things like that that have put a knot in your stomach, maybe even at times. The way I like to present things like bonuses or special pricing, or when we're really trying to stack the value, again, is think about what you were to say if you were going to offer something that you believed in to a friend of yours, and really what you were trying to do was do them a favor and give them more value. Because you wanted to over-deliver and not under-deliver, you were like, hey, in addition to this whole thing that I've worked so hard to create, I also decided that in order to help you get results faster, in order to help you do X and achieve Y, here is something that I've put together for you in addition that's going to help you more rapidly get results. So you're positioning it as something that's useful to them, it's valuable, and you're doing them a favor. You put more time into it, more energy, more resources and money to help them. And that's a better way to position things instead of saying something like, urgency. If you order now, I will add these 3 things to your order. That's just like you're really just trying to twist my arm into purchasing, versus this is saying, I just want to make sure you get results. I just want you to enjoy this thing. So I've gone out of my way to make sure you have these additional resources. All right, so let's bring this one home with action time. Let's make it real by drafting out your new VSL. Now, because you've learned so much so far, even if you have an existing VSL, I would really challenge you to write a new one. There's so many new principles that you have in your toolkit, and I really would love to see you draft an entirely new VSL. Now, this could just be for a landing page, so this could be an easy 3-minute or less script. It could be for an entire sales page, whatever you currently need right now. So take the components of what we've talked about, really begin to just draft this out. And remember, this is just free writing. Get comfortable with the habit of now writing longer form copy. So really be looking at the rituals that you put into place to get yourself into a zone of copywriting. At this point in the course, you've been doing some copywriting. And so you need to identify like what gets me into flow. So, starve your distractions, get focused, fall into flow, and begin to write some copy. Now, I'm going to challenge you and give you a little bonus activity that might feel a little bit challenging, but I'm telling you it's going to be so worth it. And it's definitely the minimum viable product approach of getting this done. So you're thinking to yourself, all right, I have this script. What about actually having a video? I think you should now take a moment after you've gotten your script for bonus points and record a video. Now, in order to do this and not waste a bunch of time putting together an entire production and it not being in line with what you really want to do, consider this a draft. Consider it a throwaway. So on the webcam of your computer or on your iPhone, bust it out and just do a little selfie video. Whatever it takes to capture this, just do a screencast video. Maybe you don't even put the slides together, but you're at least just taking the copy that you've written out and speaking it into existence. And then take it a step further by posting this in the community for other people to see and ask for feedback. And I personally am really looking forward to seeing your videos. I will be keeping an eye on this, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. So let's do it. Remember, draft out this script, get a VSL in order, and post it into the group for feedback. Once you get that feedback, don't overanalyze this. Don't fall into perfectionism with this. This is a topic specifically where it's time to create assets. Don't be a perfectionist. It is so much better to just put together a VSL that might be a 3 or 4 out of 10, but gets the ball rolling and gets you sales, and then you can optimize. Forget about being perfect. Forget about optimization. Get something out there. Get feedback from your customers and your community, and you will be on your way. I'll see you in the next video.